A financial calculator app told him his $5 coffee cost $1 million. But when he did the math himself, he discovered the calculator lied. Not about the numbers, about what they mean.
Welcome to LogicLore, where stories teach you life skills that enhance your lifestyle.
And this is Alex's story. Every morning, Alex walked into the same coffee shop. $5, one medium latte. 15 minutes of quiet before the chaos of the day. It wasn't about the coffee, really. It was about the moment. Those 15 minutes. That's when he read, when he thought, when he planned his day. Alex wasn't reckless with money. He paid his bills. He had some savings. But this coffee, this was his thing. Until one night when everything changed. Alex was scrolling through his phone. A post caught his eye. A compound interest calculator. Simple, clean. $5 a day, it said, invested for 30 years at 10% annual return. The number at the bottom? $1 million. Alex stared at the screen. His coffee, his small, harmless habit. Had he been throwing away his future? He looked at the cup in his hand, and suddenly it felt heavy. That night, Alex couldn't sleep. The number kept replaying in his head. 1 million, 1 million, 1 million. He felt stupid, guilty, like he'd been living wrong this whole time. But Alex couldn't let it go. The next night, he opened the same calculator, started asking questions. Question 1. 10% return every year for 30 years straight? He looked it up. The market crashes, recovers, fluctuates. The calculator assumed perfection, everything going exactly right with no mistakes. But markets aren't perfect. Question 2. Would he actually invest $5 every single day for 30 years? What about emergencies, car repairs, medical bills? Life doesn't pause for spreadsheets. Question 3. Inflation. $5 today isn't $5 in 30 years. Coffee might cost $12 by then. And then, the biggest question, does the coffee give zero value? Alex thought about those 15 minutes every morning. The reading, the thinking, the mental clarity before work. That focus helped him perform better, make smarter decisions. Maybe that $5 was an investment, just not the kind a calculator can measure. And that's when Alex understood. The math wasn't wrong. Compound interest, when your money grows on top of previous growth, is real. It's powerful. But the framing, the way information was presented, was misleading. The calculator told him what's possible, but it left out the context, the nuance, the life. The problem wasn't the coffee. The problem was not knowing where his money actually went. So Alex made a decision. Keep the coffee, track everything else. The next day, Alex sat down and looked at his spending, really looked. 3 streaming services he forgot he had, $40 a month. Online shopping, stuff he bought on impulse and never used, $60 a month. Eating out, not because he enjoyed it, but because he was too lazy to cook, $80 a month. $180 every month on things he didn't even notice. He canceled the subscriptions, stopped the mindless shopping, started meal prepping twice a week, and that $180, he started investing it, not because someone scared him, not because he felt guilty, because he chose to, done with full awareness, not on autopilot. 6 months later, Alex still buys his coffee, but now he knows his numbers, he tracks his choices, he understands where his money goes. His finances aren't perfect, but they're conscious, made with awareness and intention, and that makes all the difference. The calculator showed him what's possible, and that's valuable, but life isn't lived in a spreadsheet. Financial freedom doesn't come from suffering now for some distant future. It comes from understanding your numbers, questioning assumptions, things we accept as true without proof, and making conscious choices. The coffee was never the enemy. The enemy was living on autopilot. And now, Alex is awake, not just in the mornings, but in every choice he makes. So what can you take from Alex's story? First, don't trust every number you see. The calculator was right about the math, but wrong about life. Always ask, what's missing from this picture? Second, track your actual spending. Alex didn't have a coffee problem. He had an autopilot problem. Find your $180, the money you spend without noticing. Third, keep what adds value. That coffee gave Alex clarity and focus. What's worth keeping in your life, even if the spreadsheet says no? Make choices consciously. Know your numbers. Choose your life. This was Alex's story. Every story has a lesson. Every lesson has a purpose. What's yours? Stories that make you think. Lessons that make you grow. Subscribe and grow with LogicLore.